You're listening to Permission to Shine, the podcast by Sherisse Bisram. The Oxford Dictionary describes permission as the action of officially allowing someone to do a particular thing, consent, authorization. What if you were that someone and you gave yourself the permission to be everything you wanted to be and more? No more playing small and accepting less than. You are worthy of the life of your dreams, regardless of what it is that you've been through. And honestly, it's exactly what you've been through that has shaped you into the version of yourself that you are now. Like a diamond, you've endured so much, but instead of breaking, you have become stronger and brighter. And if that's not a reason to shine, then I don't know what is. And if nature can do it, then why the hell can't you? You are brave, you are strong, you are powerful, and you are enough. Hear my call and give yourself the permission to shine, because you don't realise how many people are inspired by your light. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and listen out for more. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, this is the last official episode of season 1, and really it's going to be more of a quick recap and just a bit of reflection on the last couple of episodes that we've had. I mean, the last 20 episodes we've had. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone for listening, because when I first started the podcast, it was literally just off the back of people just saying to me for months and years, you should really do a podcast, or I'd love to listen to what you had to say on that, and those kinds of conversations. So little did I know that it would expand so quickly. And the fact that I'd had so many wonderful guests reach out and want to come on the show has been just so overwhelming, and I'm very grateful. And actually I've already started to record collaborated episodes with other people for season 2, so don't worry, it's coming back. I'm literally just having a few weeks off for summer, so if you are following this chronologically, we're going to have a couple of weeks off for summer just to recharge. Really, we're going to revamp a little bit, so we're going to come through with maybe a slightly different look, slightly different sound, who knows. But I just wanted to give myself that as well, with everything I do in mindfulness and all of these things. It's about listening to what our body, our minds and our soul needs. And being a Leo, double Leo sun, Leo rising, the summer is my time, so I'm really just focusing on joy and being in the moment, still finding those moments of clarity. Also, as I said, if you are listening to this chronologically, we are currently in a Venus retrograde and a Chiron retrograde, and there's lots of astrological things happening over August that's going to be quite crazy energies, especially the Lionsgate portal, which opens on the 8th of the 8th. So it's a lot of change happening, and what I'm really honouring for myself is the fact that these last 6 months have been a roller coaster ride, an incredible roller coaster ride. But equally, I need to focus on grounding and integrating all of that wonderful knowledge, all of the lessons that I've learned. And also, I feel like I've closed out a lot of chapters, which has been really, I guess, fulfilling, to be honest, because, when you go through those processes and you experience hardships and difficulties, you always feel like, oh, am I ever going to get to the end of this? And it's funny because you never get to the end when you think you will. It's always like years, months, decades later, and you're like, wow, I really did that thing. And it's only in hindsight you can look back and be like, yeah, I did it. And that's kind of what's happening now for me, to be honest. Like, lots of old wounds resurfaced, but when they did, I was able to process them from this space of my own toolkit. And that's really why I do this work and why it's important to me, because life has been not easy for a lot of it. And I think having these tools that I've developed over the years, I'm just always equipped to be able to handle any situation that comes my way. And that's why it's so important for me that I share that with you guys listening, but also my one-to-one clients and actually the women within my community. So if you are looking for a closer touch network with me, whether it be a one-to-one setting, or if you're just looking for that weekly, daily dose of empowerment and well-being and mental health guidance, I do have an academy, and it's for women. It's called Mission to Shine Academy, and if you want the details, they will be in the description below, and that's launching during the summer. So if that's something that you feel like, I need that, and it's really about taking you on that journey. It's a 12-month container just taking you through this roller coaster ride with someone that's been through it over and over again and overcome it time and time again. And that's really the richness of why I'm doing this in everything I do, because I'm teaching from lived experience. You know, like there's not like a course I've done and I'm like, okay guys, so I did a course and now I can do this thing. It's not that. You know, this is my life experience and it's worked for me, and I know that it'll work for you because it works for my clients, you know. So yeah, and an important part of that is the community aspect, because as I've said before with my story is that I've had to go through it all on my own, and that's something I'm learning now more so. You know, the minute I feel slightly uneasy or something feels hard, I'm so vocal about it, and that was, you know, a massive trauma for me to share my vulnerability. So now I'm in that space of just being open and comfortable in who I am, flaws and all, vulnerability and all. It's really liberating, and I want every single woman and person to feel that way, because we just deserve it. I cannot tell you, you know, the hard times are going to come. I can't give you, you know, an agility coat that hides you from that. That would be impossible. But when you know how to conquer it, it's so different. You know, that's the freedom, that's the power, that's the empowerment, that in your power. That is what that is. So yeah, just on that note there. But yeah, it's been a real lovely season, you know, far more than I could have ever anticipated for, actually, at the beginning. You know, when I was thinking about, like I said, starting this podcast, I thought, oh, I'll probably just have, you know, a couple of people I know on there and then that'll be it, really, you know, and it'll be me talking most of the time. But it's been really lovely to have so many incredible guests from different parts of the world as well. Like, wow, you know, how forward, you know, for me, social media has been a love-hate relationship. But when you have those moments where I'm connecting from people in, you know, Tunisia, in the US, in Canada, it's like, wow, like Australia, you know, these are the wonderful things about the modern day world and how it's evolving. And I think that I will say to you, for how you discern your life as a whole, you know, like there's polarity in everything. You know, there's the good and bad to every situation. You know, let's take McDonald's for example. You know, it's not healthy for you, right? McDonald's isn't healthy for you. But if you are hungry and you want a hot meal and you're driving home late at night, McDonald's is your call. So it's all about finding the balance within the decisions you make. Because, you know, the alternative is you either don't eat or you get home and make something, go to bed even later. It's like a cycle, you know? So it's finding the balance with everything in life, you know, and that goes for any problem or obstacle that you're going through right now as well. It's like, step back, look at the problem as a whole. And, you know, if this isn't going to matter in like 5 minutes, I mean, 5 years, it doesn't need to matter for 5 minutes. I've said that quite wrong, but you know what I mean. It's like, okay, am I fully submerged in this issue, this problem, this situation? Does it feel hard and difficult? And why does it feel hard and difficult? They're often the questions I ask myself straight off the bat. I don't hesitate. I don't fall too deeply into the lull until I've asked myself those questions, because most of the time you can decipher where it is, the origin of that wound, and then you can help yourself address it. Now, by bringing it to the surface and calling it as it is, you know, saying, right, I see you, I see this issue, this wound comes from here, I'm feeling like this right now. Is this a big problem for me? Is it someone else's problem? Is it someone else's projection of me? Now, I know this seems like a lot, but when you get into the habit of asking those questions, you pull the problem apart, and that makes it in little bite-sized chunks to be able to deal with and process, instead of this massive burden that's taken up your whole life. And I think yeah, I kind of went a bit off tangent there. We're talking about how social media is a problem at McDonald's, but I hope that you can kind of see the connection in what I'm talking about there. Is like everything in life has its highs and lows. You're going to experience the lows. It's going to feel hard at times, you know, even when you feel the most confident and empowered version of yourself. Like now, I am living my manifestation of feeling empowered. I cannot tell you, I cannot stress that enough. But I do have bad days. You know, I do have days where I'm down and I'm sad, or, you know, an old wound comes up to bite me, because obviously I've had so much trauma in my life. You know, that is all part of being human, and the elevated growth way that you handle that situation again builds more self-trust for you to say, I can handle anything that comes my way. And that's a really beautiful space that I hope everyone gets to be in. So yeah, I will leave you with that, especially with obviously the astrological transits that are happening right now. And obviously if you're listening to this at a different time, you know, I hope there's some like things you can connect to within that anyway, because that is just life, right? There's highs and lows. And I talk about the season, you know, going for your inner winter, your inner summer. And you might find that summer actually isn't your inner summer. Maybe you're going through this summer and you're feeling very wintry. That's also okay. You know, either way you do it, it's there's no right or wrong. And I think you'll always find your way regardless, but sometimes it feels heavy. And especially if you're going through the same loops over and over again in your life, that is not going to serve you. And I guess that's where, you know, a lot of people, a lot of clients and things come to me, is because they're going through the same problems and situations over and over again. So yeah, I guess ultimately pause, step back, observe the situation. Can you move through it? Is it something you just need to let go of and let pass through you? That's what I would kind of leave you with for this summer, you know. And most importantly, prioritize joy. I can't tell you, like, I said that to someone recently and they were like, what do you mean by prioritizing joy? I mean, listening to what your soul wants and needs. If you need to go back to bed today, go back to bed today. If you need to if you feel the urge to go out and celebrate and have fun with your friends, go and do it, you know. But if you don't feel like that and you don't want to do that, don't force yourself, because that's not following joy. That's doing something for the sake of it. So find the balance, listen to yourself. And when I say balance, I mean harmony, because it's never a 50-50, you know, it's always fluctuating up and down. But yeah, I'll leave you with that, because I feel like I've gone off on a tangent a little bit, but my soul wanted to speak, so I just let it go, because that is the beauty of being human and embracing that actually sometimes will make no sense, sometimes will make a lot of sense, and some people might just think I'm crazy, and I'm all of the above. I accept that fully, 100%. But it's because I allow myself to, and I've given myself the permission to shine regardless of all situations and circumstances. So I hope you have a wonderful summer, a wonderful few weeks off. Please go back and listen to other episodes. If there's any that you really like, please let me know. If there's any guests that you have in mind that you want me to speak with, please do share. And yeah, like, share these episodes, your favorite ones, with a friend. And feedback, I'm always open to feedback, so yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you very soon for season 2. As I said, have a wonderful summer. Lots of love.
Sherisse Bisram, Inner Power Activation Leader for Women. If you are ready to up-level, to elevate, to ignite your inner flame, to burn everything you once were, to trailblaze into your future, into all of your manifestations and more, then head to my website to book a free 30-minute alignment call. I have one-to-one containers available for 90 days and 180 days. I also have an online program for 6 weeks. It's a group program for women called Permission to Shine. That's also available as a self-study as well. I have a journal available on Etsy as well as worksheets. There's multiple ways to work with me, and I'm here to help you. You deserve to shine, to be the most amazing, most confident, fearless version of yourself. What are you waiting for?